So in this video, we're going to look at how process confirmations are carried out in the GenOps software. We're looking at a standard here, heat shield fit, and if we look under the competency tab or process confirmations tab, we can see that we have Adrian Meacher, who has gone overdue for a process confirmation. So going to find a team 1, and then go to training records for team 1. Here we can see any upcoming training, any completed training, process confirmations for processes and statutory training. And we have a RAG status on the date to let me know when things are near due or overdue. So I'm going to search for Adrian and look at all of his collection of competencies. And we can see here that yes, heat shield fit is overdue. So I'm going to start a process confirmation, and we'll see it open up in a slightly different aspect ratio because this user interface has been optimized for working on a tablet, which is a more practical way of carrying out a process confirmation at the job front. We can see the confirmer and the trainee. And the first thing that we're going to go through and check is whether all the PPE is present and being worn. If there isn't, then it immediately draws a halt to this process, but until all the PPE has been used, we can check that the safety points are understood, that the confirmee is aware of all of the hazards that are present in the process. There is a risk value we can associate with hazards. It is possible to say that they weren't aware of that, for example, and not stop the process. It just puts an area of improvement into the summary record. So they know all the quality points. There's no image with this particular standard. There is a brief description of the overall process, and then we have the main JES sequence and a layout diagram showing us how we should observe the trainee moving through the workstation. So the first JES is check work order, one of 4 elements, visually confirm the motor type. And I have 3 options here. I can say yes, they got it completely correct. They followed the step and observed the key point and knew the reason why. We have the middle selection, which is where perhaps they carried out the step but weren't aware of the key points around that step, for example. And the third one is that they either failed to do the step or they did the step wrong. We can add comments at any point, but if you do fail a step, then you are obliged to leave a comment. So here we are on the second JES, and we're doing some riveting, and we're observing Adrian doing the riveting here, but actually he's not following the standard sequence. So we're going to record that in the comments. But in conversation with Adrian, it might be that he believes that the sequence that he's using is better from a safety point of view or a quality point of view, or it's more efficient. So we have this ability during process confirmations to add continuous improvements, which may be capturing an idea, recording an existing problem, or it could be a correction to the standard. So we're just going to say here that the riveting sequence that Adrian uses is different and he believes it's better because. So we've asked him to return to standard, but what we're going to do is just to capture his thoughts and save that, and that'll immediately get recorded against the standard. And then that frees us up just to continue with the process confirmation, working through all the JESs and elements until we get to the end. And then we continue to the summary, where we can see the score, the consequential next confirmation date, areas for improvement, the recorded CI, and then we can leave any other comments about that particular process confirmation, how it went, and any observations or thoughts that we've had. Okay, so we click complete and confirm, and then now it's Adrian's opportunity to sign that he agrees with the score and the confirmation process. And then that brings us back to the GenOps view, where we can see Adrian's full history of competency for that particular process, the heat shield fit. We can see the improvement idea, and then that concludes the process confirmation activity. The improvement that was added, it's my standard, so it's gone into my list of alerts. We can also see here confirmation competency drops for other people that have maybe taken some process confirmations, but their competency has fallen below what we would normally expect. So if we go and look at our overall list of continuous improvements, we can see that that record has been captured. And if we go to the standard, then we can see in the list of continuous improvement ideas for the standard, it's been listed. We have an opportunity to review it, approve it, or declare it not suitable. And once it's approved, we can then implement it in the next draft version or at any point in the future.